Hi everyone, in this video I will show you how you can deploy Fast Next Starterkit on live server. You can deploy this project on any VPS, whether it's AWS, EC2 instance, Google Cloud, DigitalOcean, Hostinger VPS, GoDaddy VPS, or any other VPS service provider. This video will help you to deploy your project on production environment. So let's see how you can download this project. To download this project, go to pykits.dev website. Create an account, then log in using your credentials. Once you logged in, click on home page, scroll down a bit, and here you can see FastAPI Starterkit with NextJS Frontend and React Native application. These are the features. If you want to know more about this project, simply click on view detail button. It will redirect you to detail page where you can read more about this product. You can also access the same page by clicking on this browse app. Click here browse app button, then click on view detail page. If you are logged in, then you will see a buy button here. So simply click on buy now. Then you will have to follow payment process, and once you successfully make payment, you will be redirected to my apps page where you can download the project. So simply click on this download button and the download has been completed, as you can see here. If you want to run the project locally on your local machine, I would suggest you to watch a separate video. Check video description for the link. Once you download it successfully, you have to extract it because it's a zip file. So to extract this zip file, you can use any software like WinZip, WinRAR, or 7-zip. Let's extract this file. Right click on it. Then I'm going to use WinRAR, so show more option, then extract here. This will extract this zip file in a folder. So this is Fast Next full stack folder. This folder contains 3 projects. The first one is FastAPI Starterkit. Second one is Next Starterkit, which is Next.js project. And third one is RN Starterkit, which is React Native project, means Android and iOS application. As this guide is for web applications, so we will focus on these 2 projects, FastAPI and Next.js. So for now, let's cut this folder, React Native folder, and let's paste it outside this folder. So we have FastAPI Starterkit, and the second one is Next Starterkit. The very first thing which I believe everyone wants to do with the starter kit, that is renaming this project. So let me show you how you can rename this project as your own brand name or your own project name. This is very simple. You just have to find this specific keyword and replace it with your own brand name. Let's start with FastAPI project. We have to decide what will be our brand name or project name. Let's name it as Moyo AI. Moyo AI is the name of the project, or you can say brand name. So we'll use Moyo AI as a brand name. This is our product or SaaS. Now what will be the FastAPI project name? So I will name it as Moyo API, or I think it will be better to name it as Moyo Backend. Similarly, we will name Next.js project as Moyo Frontend. Let's start with FastAPI. So rename this folder. First of all, let's copy. Like you can rename, click on rename, then press Ctrl C, so you could copy this FastAPI Starterkit. So you won't have to type this text in the future, and I'm going to paste it. Like I'm transitioning from FastAPI Starterkit to Moyo Backend. Okay, so let's copy this now, and then I'm going to rename it once again, then paste the name. So this is Moyo Backend, which is FastAPI project. Cool. Now let's open it using VS Code. So open with code. Use this functionality search and replace, built-in feature of VS Code. So I'm gonna replace FastAPI Starterkit with Moyo Backend. I will replace manually by checking files one by one. So this is .env.example file. Let's click on it, and you will see that it is asking us to replace FastAPI Starterkit.com to moyobackend.com. Let's replace it. However, this is not the correct email, but still I want to rename it. So click on this icon, replace. You have 2 icons. The first one is replace, or you can also press Ctrl+Shift+1, or you can dismiss this replace. I'm going to replace, so I'm clicking on replace button. Then git ignore, yes. Also replace inside git ignore file. In Docker file, yes. Let's replace each and every text. So I'm carefully monitoring what I'm replacing, and then I click on the replace button. So make sure that you also read before clicking on replace button. You can skip .md files. So let's simply click on dismiss button. You do not need to replace the text in these file, as these are simply doc files. Rename uv.log file text. So let's click on replace button. Okay, so we are done with this FastAPI Starterkit to Moyo backend. One more thing you should check, that write FastAPI Starterkit something like this, Starterkit something like this, and change it to Moyo backend. Okay, so project name should be Moyo backend. So click on replace button, then make file also change it here. Readme file do not need to change inside readme file, so go dismiss it. Config file, yes, I would like to change it in config file as well. .md file, no, so dismiss dismiss these files. Okay, so I think we are done with renaming our project on our backend project. If you want, you can run this project on your local machine before deploying it on live server. For that, you have to create .env file. Simply you have to copy this file, then paste it, then you have to change variable values according to local environment. I have a separate video about it, how you can run this project locally. So if you want to run this project locally, then please go through that specific video. You can find out video link in the description. For now, we will focus on deploying it on production on live server. Here I found one more thing, that you should change this FastAPI Starterkit to Moyo backend. We will deploy project via GitHub, so you can manage your code changes and publish it easily on live server. So we'll push our code into our GitHub account. I hope that you guys have GitHub account and you know how to push source code in the GitHub account. You can push this project into GitHub account using CLI or VS Code UI. I prefer VS Code UI for pushing code into GitHub account. So let me show you, as my GitHub is already connected. As you can see, my GitHub is not here. Yeah, my GitHub is already connected. You can see my GitHub username, Raj Solo Dev. So I'm going to click here. This is the source control. So you have to click here, then click on publish to GitHub. We will publish this project as a private repository because this is our private product. We do not want to publish our source code publicly. So our source code will remain private. However, the project which we are going to deploy will be on live server and will be accessible by anyone. So only the source code is about to be private. Let's click on private repository and it will handle everything else. It is publishing this project into GitHub. As you can see, that successfully published in the GitHub, and this is also showing us a action button which we can click and it will open the published repository. Let me show you. I already have my GitHub logged in. You can see your private repository only after login, and only you can access that repository. So I'm going to refresh as it is not visible yet. So this is the project Moyo backend which we have pushed into our GitHub account. So simply click on this Moyo backend and it will open repository, and this is our complete source code. Now to deploy this project on live server, you need few things. To host your source code, you need VPS, virtual private server, and the people will access your project using a domain. So you need VPS and domain. There are many VPS and domain service provider. You can use any of those. My suggestion would be you can use AWS, you can use Google Cloud, you can use DigitalOcean, you can use Hostinger VPS, you can use GoDaddy, you can use BigRock. There are many. You can use any of those. It doesn't really matter. You just need VPS. That's it. Then domain service providers there are many domain service providers. So you can use any of those providers as per your budget. Yes, of course, yes, for your budget. So you can use BigRock, GoDaddy, Namecheap, or Hostinger, domain, or there are many service providers. Okay, the plan is, so we will book a domain. I already have purchased the domain, so I'm not gonna buy this again. So for now, let me show you that my domain is javaseco.com. This is the domain which I had purchased from Hostinger, which I will show you in a minute. And for VPS, I'm gonna use DigitalOcean Droplet. You can use AWS EC2 instance if you want to use AWS only. Otherwise, you can use Hostinger VPS, which is very cheap. I will show you the prices. One more thing you should know, the domain, we have only one domain, which is javaseco.com, but we have two projects, Moyo backend and Moyo frontend. This is FastAPI project and this one is NextJS project. So you have two options. you have two options. First option is deploy your FastAPI project using domain javasql.com/API and your Next.js project using javasql.com. So people will interact with javasql.com and this will be your backend URL. Next.js will hit this URL to make a request and call APIs. But I would not recommend you to opt this first option. I highly recommend people to go with this second option, which is FastAPI using a subdomain like api.javasql.com. And for Next.js, we will use our main domain, which will be javasql.com. It completely isolates your front-end project and backend project. So if anything goes wrong with this domain, then this will be live and this will work perfectly. So you can debug easily. So this is my suggestion, but if you want, you can use this one also. But for now, I will use this second option. So I'm going to use this one. Please visit my GitHub profile, which is github.com/rajsolodev. Then open the repositories and you will find PyKits dev deploy. You can search this as well. So PyKits -dev -deploy. Open this repository and scroll down a bit. Here I have written deployment steps, how you can set up your VPS, how you can secure your VPS. No, you do not have to do anything. You just need to run scripts which I have written and provide input as per your requirement. So if you scroll down, then you will see that there are multiple scripts, shell scripts, which you will run. Scroll down and you will see very first step. This is a full VPS setup pipeline step by step. So the very first step is buy VPS and domain. These are my referral links. If you want to buy or if you want to use DigitalOcean or Hostinger, please use these referral links. So you will get $200 pre-credit. And if you want to buy something from Hostinger, then you will get 20% off, flat off. So simply you have to copy this link, then go to any web browser, then simply paste it and then hit enter, and it will redirect you to DigitalOcean website. As you can see, you will receive $200 credit. This is free of cost. So simply click on get started and you will have to create an account with DigitalOcean. So check this box, then you can use your Gmail or GitHub account, or you can sign up with email. So simply click on sign up with email, then you have to provide your full name, email address and password. Then simply click on sign up, then you have to verify your email and you will be able to log in into DigitalOcean using your own credential. I already have account, so I'm not gonna sign up one again. So let's close this. If you want to use Hostinger, then simply copy this URL, then go to any web browser, then paste it, then hit enter, and this will direct you to Hostinger official website, which is hostinger.com. I personally use Hostinger VPS and Hostinger domain. So if you want to buy Hostinger VPS, then you have to click on services, then click VPS hosting. So simply click here, scroll down a bit and you will see all the plans. I would recommend you to use KVM4, which is $10 a month. So choose this plan. This will be enough. I mean, 4 CPU cores, 16 GB RAM, 200 GB disk space in 16 TB bandwidth will be enough for our project. So simply choose plan. As you can see that you have received 20% off because you have used my referral link. So click on continue. Then you will have to create an account. Then you have to make payment. And this is for 24 months. Please keep in mind that renewal amount will be a bit different from this amount. If you want, you can choose a server location. You can also select Ubuntu as an operating system and always choose LTS version, whether it's 25 or 24. Always select LTS version. Then click on confirm. Then click on continue and make payment after creating an account. And this VPS will be available to use. Now, if you want to buy a domain, then let's go back to the home page first of all. If you want to buy a domain, then click on service, then domain name search, and you will have to search domain. For example, PyKits dev demo and hit enter. And if it is available, then it will show you like this is available. This is very cheap, I believe. Okay, so simply make it yours. Click here, make it yours. And for 3 years, you have to pay $38 and you also get 20% off. So click on continue, then simply create an account and make payment. So assume that you have VPS and a domain. For this video, I'm going to use DigitalOcean VPS, not this Hostinger VPS, but for domain, I will use Hostinger. So whether you use Hostinger, VPS, DigitalOcean VPS, AWS EC2 instance, or any other service, it does not matter. The VPS is just a command line. I mean, VPS is not a command line. VPS will provide you a virtual server where you can log in, where you can SSH and can access your Ubuntu operating system and can deploy your project. So that's it. This will remain same for all service providers. So for now, I'm using DigitalOcean, as you can see here, and the domain is from Hostinger. So if you will check the steps here, buy VPS and domain. So let's suppose that we have purchased VPS and domain. By the way, if you use these referral links, you do not have to apply any coupon code separately. Just need to open these referral links and coupon will be already automatically applied to your transaction. So let's create a droplet using DigitalOcean. I mean, a droplet inside DigitalOcean, which is DigitalOcean VPS, by the way. So I'm going to create a project first of all. So click here, projects, click in this sidebar project, as you can see here. Then click new project. Let's name it Moyo AI. This was our brand name, right? So Moyo AI. Then add environment type. This is for production. So I'm going to select production here. Purpose. This is a web application, or you can choose service or API as you wish, and simply click on. If you want to write description, then you can do that as well, but for now let's leave it blank and click on create project. This will take few seconds and will create a project for you. I'm not gonna move any resource, so simply skip for now. So this is the Moyo AI project inside DigitalOcean, and it doesn't have any resource attached. So the very first resource which we will create inside this project is a droplet. Droplet is nothing but a VPS, virtual machine. You can read more about droplet if you do not know about it. This is the droplet, flexible virtual machine. So this is a virtual machine, VPS, virtual private server. This is also a virtual machine. Click on this create button, then click droplets. DigitalOcean is a bit costlier compared to Hostinger VPS. So I suggest, if you have tight budget, then you should use Hostinger VPS instead of DigitalOcean. Create a droplet. I'm going to select San Francisco. You can select data center, and the core idea of choosing data center is select the data center closest to you or your users. Scroll down a bit, then choose OS. So I'm going to choose Ubuntu. Then we will select LTS version of the latest Ubuntu version, which is 24.04 LTS. I think this is 2026, so they will release 26 LTS version in few months, maybe April or May, I don't know, but for now we will select 24.04 LTS. And then we'll have to choose the configuration of our virtual machine, I mean VPS. So there are multiple options, but for now we will use a regular, then choose, I think 8 GB RAM will be enough for us. So click on $48 per month. As I said earlier, that DigitalOcean is a bit costlier compared to Hostinger VPS. So this will be $48 per month, but for Hostinger VPS, you had just paid, if I'm not wrong, $226 for 24 months. Well, let's choose regular, then $48. Then simply click on password here, which is default, and you have to create your password. So create a root password. You have to remember this password. So please note somewhere before writing your password, your root password here, and it should respect all these rules. Once you write your password, scroll down a bit, and if you want to change your host name, then you can change the host name. So I'm going to change it as PyKitDev. This is not required to change, but if you want a clean host name, then you should change it to your own host name. I will create only one droplet, so don't need to change it. Then make sure that you have your project selected here, Moyo AI. Then click on create droplet button. Then wait few seconds and it will create the droplet for us. Please don't be confused. Droplet is just a term, just a name given by DigitalOcean for their VPS or virtual machine. So it has created, as you can see, happy coding created, and this is the public IP address of this VPS. So let's go to the documentation which we are following. So by VPS and domain, we are done with this. The second step is point VPS IP to domain. And to point VPS IP to domain, you have to create a record inside your domain. And if you need any subdomain, then you have to create subdomain as well. If you want to redirect www to non www, then you will have to create CNAME record as well. So let's go to the domain service provider website and we will point VPS IP to domain. So this is the domain service provider for me, Hostinger. I click on domain. I have multiple domains, but for now I'm going to use javaseco.com, this one. Okay, simply click on manage button, then click on DNS and name server. You can use any service provider, but make sure that you know how to change name server or DNS of that particular service provider. For Hostinger, it's very simple. DNS name server, just select this from this sidebar, then scroll down a bit. And if you have any previously added a record, please delete this. Like we have, every company provides a default IP address for their domain. So you may also find out a record. Simply click on delete button and it will remove from the record list. Scroll up, then you will have to add your own a record. So simply select a, then you have to write add symbol, which is already written here. Then you have to point your IP address. So go to the DigitalOcean, then click on copy. Whether you use DigitalOcean, Hostinger, VPS, AWS, EC2 instance, they all provide a public IP address, something like this, which you have to copy. Then go to your domain service provider, then simply paste it and click on add record. DNS record created successfully. You can verify it, scroll down, and you can see that this is the record which we have created. So this is a record for javaseco.com. We also need a subdomain because we are going to deploy our FastAPI project in a subdomain. So we have to create a subdomain. To create subdomain, you just need to change this name to API and the IP will remain same. Click on add record, then click on confirm. You can verify this. We have API a record. And as you can see that we already have a CNAME record for www.javaseco.com. So if anybody around the world type www.javaseco.com, then it will automatically redirected to javaseco.com. If you want, you can also do the same for API. So let's do this. Click on CNAME, then we will have to write here www.api, and we'll have to target api.javaseco. Then click on add record. Okay, so now we have two A records. First one is javaseco.com and second one is api.javaseco.com, which is a subdomain. Then we have two CNAME, one for javaseco.com and second one for api.javaseco.com. We are done with domain service provider. We do not need to change or modify anything else here. Let's go to the steps. Here we have pointed VPS IP to domain successfully. Now the third step is login to VPS as root, and for that you have to open CMD, command prompt or PowerShell or any terminal like Git. If you use Git, you can use Git as well, and then SSH root and your VPS IP. Then we'll have to update and upgrade our operating system, which is Ubuntu operating system. So let's log into VPS as a root user. Open CMD. So this is CMD, and right here SSH, then root as a user, add symbol, and you have to write our IP. So let's go to the DigitalOcean, then copy this IP and simply paste it here, then hit enter. Right here yes, then hit enter. Then you have to write your password. So I hope that you guys remember your password. We had written this password while creating Droplet. So you have to write your password. Simply write your password. You won't be able to see the password, but just write it blindly and hit enter. If it is correct, then you will be logged in as a root user, as I am logged in. So let's clear the screen. So I am login as root, and this is the host name. Clear screen, and what we have to do next, we have to upgrade our operating system. And to upgrade, simply copy this command and then paste it here, then hit enter. Wait for a few minutes and it will complete automatically. You may see a screen something like this. So simply press tab button, then hit enter. It's done. Let's clear the screen. And the next step is create a pseudo user. To create pseudo user, simply copy this script, and this script will ask you to enter username and password. Right click on it to paste your script which we have copied, then hit enter, and it will ask you username. So I'm going to write Raj as username. You can write anything, then hit enter, and it will ask you for password. So I am going to write my own password, then simply confirm the same password, hit enter, and the user has created successfully. Now we have to log out and we'll log in with the newly created user. So let's exit, type exit, then hit enter, and you are logged out. As you can see, now we'll have to change username. We are not going to log in using root, rather we'll use our new username, which is Raj. So just change the username, IP will remain same, then hit enter, and we'll have to use our new password for this specific user. So which is, I'm not gonna tell you, but I have written the password. Then simply hit enter, and if everything is good, then it will log you in. Simply clear the screen, writing clear command, and this is our user name, which is Raj, and this is the host name. So the step 4 is done. After success, we have already exit and logged in as a new user. Now the step 5 is base VPS setup firewall and tools. So we will set up firewalls and tool. So simply copy this script, and this script will run system update, which is optional. It will install basic tools like Git, Python 3, make files, etc. It will also configure UFW firewall for security purpose, and will allow ports like 22 for SSH, 80 port for HTTP, and 443 for HTTPS. So let's run this script. Simply copy this script and go to your terminal, then simply paste it, and then hit enter if needed. So it is asking us run system update and upgrade. Do you want to run system update and upgrade? We already had this, but let's do one more time. So simply write Y and hit enter. Then you have to enter your password. So your username password. So Raj was the user, and for password I wrote the password, and simply hit enter, and it will start update and upgrade. Wait for a few seconds, it won't take much time. And now it is asking for permission to install git curl ufw make ca certificate. Yes, you have to install these tools, these are required. So simply write Y, then hit enter, and then it is asking to configure firewall SSH 80 and 443. Yes, write Y, then hit enter, and VPS base setup completed. Now step 6 is about Docker setup. So if you do not have already Docker installed in your operating system, which means in this Ubuntu operating system, then you can install Docker using this script. So simply copy this script, then go to your terminal, then paste it and hit enter. You can also install Docker from their official website, and they provide instruction about how you can install Docker in your Ubuntu operating system. So you can follow those as well. But make sure that you enable Docker, start Docker, and set user mode Docker Raj. You have to do these things manually if you use official website to install Docker instead of the given script. Now it is asking us to log out, then log in again, so we can use Docker without sudo. Let's do this. So exit cls, then again login. Okay, we are done. Simply clear the screen. We are inside Ubuntu operating system. Now let's follow the next step. So step 6 is complete. Step 7 is set up project and clone repo. So this will set up project, which means this will generate SSH deploy key. It will ask us to add this deploy key into our GitHub repository, and will also test SSH connection, and will clone our repository inside VPS. So let's copy this script, then go to a terminal, then simply paste this script and hit enter. This will ask you a few questions like project name. So the project name is Moyo Backend, right? Moyo Backend. Hit enter. Then it will ask you your GitHub username or organization name. My GitHub username is Raj Solo Dev. So simply hit enter. Then repository name. You can find out repository name in your repo. Like this is the repository name. You can also find out here. This is the repository name, Moyo Backend. Simply copy it and then go to the terminal, then you can paste it, then hit enter. And do you want to generate deploy key? Yes. So write Y, then hit enter. And now it is asking add SSH config entry. Yes, it will help us to git pull easily. So simply write Y, then hit enter, and it will generate a key for us, deploy key. So it is now asking us to go to your repo, then settings, then deploy key, then add this key and allow write if needed. So we have to copy this key, select this key, press Ctrl C to copy it. Then we'll go to repository settings and we will add this key. So go to your repository. This is the repository, then settings. Now we'll scroll down a bit, then deploy key, then add deploy key, then write title and paste the key here. You do not need to allow or check this box. Simply click on add key. Then we'll have to authenticate. It's two-factor authentication of GitHub. So simply click verify, and the key has added here. Now let's go back to the terminal. Once you add key successfully, you need to write clone, then simply hit enter, and it will clone the repository in our VPS. As you can see, home, Raj, then Moyo backend. So clear the screen and you can verify, write ls, and here is the our project, which is FastAPI project. You can go to the Moyo backend, I mean inside Moyo backend, and you can ls here. So these are the project files and folders. Follow the next step, and we will follow the step 8 here. So now we are going to set up HTTP Nginx. This will generate an Nginx file inside our project folder. This is the reason it is asking us to cd your project folder, then run this command. I mean this script. So this will ask for your domain name, ask internal service name, ask internal port, create an HTTP Nginx configuration. Let's go to the terminal, paste it, and simply hit enter. And we did a big mistake. We are inside the root, not inside the project folder, so that's why this is throwing an error. Run this from project root. Okay, so let's clear, then cd moyo backend. So we are now inside project folder. Now let's run this script once again. So paste it, then hit enter, and now it is working fine. So right, enter your domain. The domain which we had decided for backend is api.javaseco.com, right? We'll write api.javaseco.com, then simply hit enter. Now it will ask you enter internal service name. Service name could be anything. Then how will you find your own service name? So for that, you have to go to your project folder, then go to the docker compose prod.yml, then go to your this section. This is your FastAPI project section, and this is your service name API. So we'll write here API, then hit enter. And internal port is 8000 for FastAPI, but just to verify, let's see, this is 8000. Yes, so we will write here 8000 and hit enter, and the Nginx configuration file has been created successfully. Now it is asking us to run make deploy, and you can access your project in this URL. And then if you want to have HTTPS, then you can run this script. But for now, let's go to the steps which we are following. So step 8 has completed. Now the next step is project specific. So we are deploying FastAPI project. So we will open this FastAPI documentation. So click here and it will open a new file, which is docs fastapi.md. By the way, this is let me show you. You can access this clicking on this docs folder, and here is the fastapi.md file. Okay, that was just a direct link, nothing else. These are the direct link of that file. Let's go to the instruction. FastAPI production deploy guide. We already had run these scripts, so we don't need to worry about it. Now we have our project inside home. Our user was Raj, and the project name is Moyo backend. So very first step is go to your project folder. We are already inside project folder. Let me clear the screen. Okay, this was the first step. Next step is set up environment variable. You have to set up your own production label environment variable. To set up environment variable, you can copy your .example environment variable. Then you have to change make file env to prod. I mean its value prod. You have to generate a secret key. You have to set up database credential, Redis credential, domain name, and any other variables which are required. So let's go to the project folder. Then let me show you ls-i. This will show all the files inside this project folder. So this is the .env.example. We do not have .env file yet, so we'll copy cp.env.example.env, and this will generate a new file with .env name. So now let me show you. Now we have .env file. As you can see here, we have .env and .env example as well. The project will use .env file, so we have to modify this .env file, and to modify this file you have to use nano. So nano is a editor. So nano.env, then hit enter, and we have these variables. So I already have written .env.example for production, so you do not have to worry about few variables. I mean like production, env equal production, already it is production, so you do not have to change it. Then debug is false, set false in production, so it is already in false. You can write f in capital or small, it does not matter. We have take care of it in the configuration file, config.py file. Yes, .env is case sensitive, but we have taken care about it in config file. So enable docs, you should set it as false but for now we will set it as true because we want to see Swagger UI in the web browser for now. Make sure that makefile underscore env is prod, not dev here. Then app metadata, these are the project name. We already had renamed this. So we have Moyo backend and Moyo backend project slug. Now the API prefix and the API version will remain same. Host name and port name will remain same. We have to generate secret keys. So how you will generate secret keys? This is very easy. Let me show you how you can generate secret keys. To generate secret keys, you can run this command. So I'm going to run this command in local machine, then we'll copy it and paste it in VPS. So this is the, let me show you, this is the command. Okay, scroll down. No, okay, this one. So simply copy this. Okay, then open any terminal, then paste it here and paste and hit enter. So this is the secret key. Simply copy it, then go to your terminal, then paste it. We need one more key for JWT secret key. So we'll go to VS Code, run the same command one more time, and you will have a new secret key. Copy it, then simply go to the terminal, then remove this random number, then paste it, and we have our secret key. Then JWT algorithm, JWT access token, JWT refresh token, these all are customizable. If you want to change its value, you can change it. Database configuration, we are going to use PostgreSQL in production, so you may want to change username as you like. So I'm going to change it as RAJESH, and the password I'm going to write this one. Okay, DB Postgre server is DB. How you can verify it? DB. Let me show you. You need to go to the Docker file prod.ml. Then as you can see, this is the PostgreSQL configuration and the name written as DB. So this is the server name we use as its value, DB. The port is default 5432, and Postgres DB is FastAPI DB. You can change it to any other string like MoyoDB or MoyoDB. Yeah, MoyoDB. Let's change it to MoyoDB. MoyoDB. Okay, then we have changed for database credentials. Now these credentials will be used to generate a database URL here, as you can see here. Okay, then simply DB engine should be Postgres as we are in production. DB echo should remain as false. We are going to use Redis, so we must enable it, set it true. Redis will be used for rate limiting, salary and salary beat, and caching. So you must enable Redis. Rate limit enabled, yes, we are going to use rate limiting, so keep it as true. Redis host will be Redis. How you can find Redis host value? Let's go to the Docker file, then you can see Redis configuration here, and we have named it Redis. So this is the Redis host value. This will become Redis host value. Okay, Redis post is default port 6379. Redis DB will be 0, and for salary we are using 1. Redis prefix fs, Redis SSL false for now. You can change it to true, but for now we will keep it as false. Redis username, if you want to change, you can change username. Redis username, a strong password, and I'll keep it as it is for now. Salary broker and backend URL will be automatically generated, so you don't need to worry about it. Now email configuration, if you want to use SMTP means if you want to use Mailtrap, Gmail or SES, then you will have to set email backend as SMTP, which is already set. And if you want to use resend, then you will have to change it to resend. I'm going to use resend for now. So you will have to write your email backend variables value resend here. Then you will have to write email from will be your domain. So no URL and then your domain. The domain will be javaseco.com, right? The email which user will receive from no-reply@javaseco.com. Of course, you have to create credential for resend, and we'll have to verify this domain in recent official website. Please keep in mind that once you set email backend as resend, this email host, email port in the email host user, this will become useless. I mean, these are not going to use by any credential or any service. These are only useful if you set email backend as SMTP. You have to provide resend API key here, as we are using resend, so resend API key is required. Let's uncomment it first, then we will generate resend API key. So I'm going to delete this, and let's save all these settings changes, because if it expires then we'll have to change again the same thing. So press Ctrl X, then Y, then hit enter. Then let's open the same file again, and we'll go to recent as we are doing changes for recent. Now let's go to the recent website, create an account, then we'll create an API key. I already have an account in recent, so I'm not going to show you how you can create that is very simple. Just click on sign up, then create an account. That's it. Once you log in recent.com, you will see a screen something like this. So go to the API key, click here, then create API key button, then write your API key like Moyo AI full access. If you have your domain verified, then you can select your domain as well, but for now we do not have verified our domain, so it is going with by default, which is all domain. So click on add button and it will generate an API key. Copy this API key, then go to your terminal, then paste it here, and Ctrl X, then Y, then hit enter to save it. Again open the same file, and here is our API key, recent API key. So this is our recent API key. If you want to verify your domain, then you can click on domains and add domain, then write your domain name javaseco.com, then simply select your region, then click on add domain. So the domain has added. It was not responding, so I refreshed the page and I couldn't show you DNS records, but allow me to show you. If the same happened with you, like no response from this website, and you are forced to refresh this page, then you simply need to click on domain. By the way, with free account you can only add one domain, so go to domains again, then you will see that your domain has been added here. Then you simply need to click this domain, and it will provide you necessary DNS records. So these are DNS records which you have to add in your domain, like txt type, you need to add this record, and all these records you have to add. So let's add one by one. So txt, let's copy it. We don't need to copy it, we need to copy this name only, name and content. Go to the domain provider, here we are again. Now we'll have to add txt, so select txt, then name, paste it here. Now txt value was, let me copy it from here, copy it, then paste it here, and click on add record button. So this was the txt record. Now the second one is mx record. As you can see here, it is send, so we'll copy this and mx record. So let's go to the domain provider website once again, then select here mx, then here send, and value was this one, so copy it. And priority, let me check one more time. These are the value. TTL was 3600 and priority was 10. So TTL, let's change it to 3600 and priority is 10 by default. So add record. Let's go back to the next txt record. We'll copy this, select txt record, txt, and it's send, I think. Text value, paste it here, and TTL was 3600. Let me verify if name is send or not. Yes, it is send. Simply add record. Now let's go back to the recent website. Now we'll have to DMRC, add this DMRC, so copy it. This is also txt, so txt name, paste it here, then copy this value, paste it, and click on add record, and simply go to the recent website and simply and you will have to wait for a few minutes, then click on this verify DNS record. If the propagation has completed, then it will show a status success or active, something like that, but not pending. As it is saying that it may take few minutes or hours, so we are not going to wait for propagation. Let's jump into our env file and write other values. So here is the next value, storage backend, and the value is as3, which is correct. Local storage will not be valid as we have chosen S3 as storage backend. So we do not need to worry about local storage dir and local storage base URL. We need to set this AWS S3 access key, secret key, endpoint, and storage bucket, region, and these all other credentials. You can use AWS S3 or DigitalOcean space object. We are going to use DigitalOcean space object here. So let's create space object which will provide us all these credentials. Meanwhile, our domain has been verified, as you can see in recent website. So we are ready to send email using recent from our website, and this will be used for sending password reset email, account verification email, and other email sending stuff. Now let's go back to the DigitalOcean website and we'll have to create a object storage. So click on create icon here, then select object storage, space object storage, this one, simply click here, choose data center region, you can select any of these, select standard storage, check this box, enable CDN, then you have to write unique space bucket name. For me, let's write Moyo AI. It should be unique. Yes, it is unique. So Moyo AI will be our bucket name. Now make sure that you have selected your project, which is Moyo AI. Let's name it only Moyo, not AI. So the bucket name will be Moyo only. Click on this button, create a space bucket. By the way, this is chargeable and it will charge you $5 per month for 1000 space bucket, which means you can create more buckets at the same charge. To create a space bucket, click on this button. The bucket has been created, but it's empty. We have to create access key and other credential for this bucket. So click on space object storage here from sidebar. You will see your list of buckets, but for you maybe there will be only one bucket which we have created recently, and that's fine. Click on access key, this tab, and this might be empty for you, but for me there are many access keys, and I'm going to create one more access key for Moyo bucket. So click on this button, create access key, select limited access, then select your bucket. The bucket is Moyo, so check this box and change permission from read to read write delete. Then scroll down, give it a name, Moyo key, then click on create access key button, and this will create access key secret key for this bucket. So we have access key, as you can see, access key ID. So copy this access key ID and go to your terminal. I hope it is still a valid session. Let me open this file again. So let's scroll down to AWS credentials. Okay, here it is. So we'll write access key ID, just paste it here, and we also need secret access key, and this is the secret key. So click on copy button and go to the terminal, then paste it, and make sure that you save it one more time. Control X, Y, hit enter. Why? Because you will not get the secret key again if you lose it, and this session may expire, and VPS session may expire, so we'll have to careful. Now go to the bucket, click on this bucket, and you can find out these are the URLs, and this URL will give you many things. So I'm going to change it to CDN endpoint, then copy this URL and simply paste it here. So this is the region name, this is the bucket name, and this complete URL is custom CDN link for us. So I'm going to copy this first of all, and then go to the terminal, and we can paste it here as well. So I'm going to remove this, then paste it, and we'll have to remove Moyo dot from it and CDN dot from it. So this is the endpoint URL. Then bucket name was Moyo, and the region is SFO3. Okay, ACL will be private and custom domain will be this one, https moyo.sfo3.cdn digitaloceanspace.com. And I think we are done with this. So Control X, Y, hit enter to save this file. Let's open it one more time. Max upload file size, you can increase or decrease this. I'm going to increase is to 100 MB, or let's keep it as default 10 MB. Signed URL expiry seconds will be 600, which is fine. I think you can change compression image quality, but for now we will keep it as it is. Now we can change frontend URL. Frontend URL will be javaseco.com, so we can change it to javaseco.com. We'll have to change HTTP to HTTPS, but only after installing SSL. But for now it will be HTTP. Now course allow origin will be not this one. These are all frontend URL, by the way. So we'll have to change it to javaseco.com, and here we will change it to www.javaseco.com. www.javaseco.com. Please remember that we have to change HTTP to HTTPS after installing SSL. Now let's change secure cookie to true, but not now, only after HTTPS. For now it will remain false. Okay, so in development leave it empty, but in production you have to write .javaseco.com. okay, cookie domain will be something like this, and these are optional. If you want to use Google authentication, then set it true, otherwise false. We will keep it as false for now. We will change it later when we will have these credentials, but for now let's go with the default. So you will have to write your backend URL here, which is api.javaseco.com. Similar for GitHub, we are not going to use GitHub authentication for now, but we'll change the URL from local IP to backend, which is api.javaseco.com. I'll show you all these things, but not now. Analytics, we are not going to enable analytics for now, so keep it false as well. And Telegram, no, so it is also false. Low level, these will remain same. DB engine will be Postgres, yes. DB backup, yes, S3. And so I think we are done with this .env. We have skipped Google authentication, GitHub authentication, and Google Analytics for now, but that's totally fine. We can run our project without these credentials. These are all optional. If you do not want to use Google authentication or GitHub authentication, simply set its value as false and you will not be bothered by this. If you do not want to use Google Analytics, simply set its value as false and you will not be bothered by this as well. You may have to hide the icons or buttons in the front end, but not in the backend. Press Ctrl X, then Y, and hit enter. So we are done with .env file. Now let's go back to the steps which we were following. So this is the steps. So we are done with make file and all these. Now we just need to run deploy project. So make deploy, and the project should start working. Right, make, then deploy, and simply hit enter. Now write deploy in capital letter, then hit enter. It will git pull from GitHub and will also create all containers and run them. So let's for a few minutes. Okay, so the containers are created and up, I think. Now we have to run migration. So simply write Y and it will run Alembic migrations. Write Y, then hit enter. As you can see, deploy completed successfully. Let's go back to the steps which we are following. Deploy project, git pull. Okay, these are all done. Now we have to run few management commands. We have to set default roles, and to set default roles, we have to run make, manage, and this command. Similarly, make permission, make role permission, and if you want to create a super user, then you have to run this command as well. But before that, let's try to open the backend project on web browser. So open any web browser, then write HTTP. Please keep in mind that it's not HTTPS, it's HTTP ://api/javaseco.com. Then hit enter. And as you can see, this is working fine. So we can write /docs to visit the Swagger UI. So here we have. Now we can check heartbeat. Let's try it out. Execute, and it should return status okay. So everything is working fine. I believe your backend is working fine. You can create an account, login, and check other feature which I'm not going to show you for now, but it is working right now. We can install SSL for backend as it is on HTTP now. So let's clear the screen. We are skipping this step 4. You can run this, by the way. Let's run this. Let's copy it, then paste it here, then run it. And this will generate roles, the system roles like user, admin, super admin. These are required. So you could register a new user or create super admin. So as you can see, created system roles, user, admin, super admin. Now clear the screen and let's run the second command. So this is for creating permissions. Paste it here, then hit enter, and we meet caught. So these are the permission, RBAC permission sync successfully. Go back to the page, then copy this command, clear the screen, paste it, then hit enter, and this will create role permission. So the user has permission read or update, and admin have create, delete, read, update, and super admin have everything. They do not need role permission. Clear the screen, and if you want, you can create a super admin here using this command. So copy this and then paste it here and hit enter. It will ask you to enter email and password. Email I'm going to enter here a dummy email. So it is superadmin@example.com. Then hit enter and it will ask you for password. So superadmin is the password. Hit enter and superadmin has been created. Clear the screen. If you want, you can use superadmin email and password to log in using this Swagger UI, but I'm not gonna do that. Let's move to the next step, which is enable HTTPS, and it is recommended. So after your site is reachable on HTTP and domain is pointing to VPS IP, run this command. Simply click on this copy button and it will issue let's encrypt certificate, switch Nginx to HTTPS and enable HTTP to HTTPS redirect. It will also run dry run. And remember, once you switch to HTTPS, you will have to change all HTTP settings to HTTPS. Let's go back to the project folder. This is a backend project folder. Paste it, then hit enter. This will ask you target domain. So the domain is api.javaseco.com. Hit enter, then a working email ID. So the working email ID is pygates@gmail.com. You have to write your own email ID, then hit enter. Internal service name is API. I have already shown you. You can find out this service internal service name in the docker compose.prod file. So this is the service name for FastAPI. Then hit enter. Port was 8000. Hit enter. It is issuing certificate for api.javaseco.com and www.api.javaseco.com as well. Certificates has been issued, as you can see. Let's refresh this. Please note that it is on HTTPS, and after refreshing the same page, it will be on HTTPS. As you can see, this is now showing a secure connection. So the backend has been deployed successfully. And if you want, we can also log in, as we have created super admin. So let me show you that here super admin at example.com. Then password was super admin. So write the same, then execute. And now we are logged in as a super admin. As we are logged in as super admin, so we can access any other URL, whether it's for admin or for non-admin. Yeah, one more thing, we have to change all HTTP to HTTPS. So let's make these changes. Open.env file nano.env, hit enter, and then look for HTTP. Here is the first one, course allow origin, change it to HTTPS, and this will also be HTTPS, and here we will change it to HTTPS. For GitHub as well, I'm going to change it to HTTPS. All backend URLs should have HTTPS now. Okay, I think we are done. So Control X, then Y, then hit enter, and you may have to redeploy it. So whenever you make changes in your project source code, make sure that you run make deploy, then hit enter. You do not need to run migration again and again. You have to run migration only if you change in your model files. So as it is asking us to run database migration, but we are not going to run it. So simply write n, then hit enter. And you may want to reload Nginx. If you want to reload Nginx, then there is a simple command, make Nginx reload. You can use reload or restart. But if your project is already on live server and have real users, then I would recommend you to run reload instead of restart. I mean, you can restart, but not during the rush hour. So if you want to restart, then make sure that you restart Nginx at midnight. So simply Nginx reload, hit enter, and everything should start working now. So we are done with backend. Let me verify it one more time by refreshing this website. So the backend is working fine. So we have changed HTTP to HTTPS. If you want, you can also add CSRF trusted origin, but this is not compulsory for FastAPI projects. But if you want, you can write it. Actually, it is unnecessary for FastAPI project, I believe. The seventh step is database CLI. I mean, if you want to access database CLI or Redis CLI, then you can access. Let me show you how. Before DB CLI, let's check .env file. I want to check PostgreSQL credential. So scroll down and let's check the PostgreSQL username and password. I think I forgot to save because as far as I remember, I had changed the Postgre user to RAJSH and the password was RAJSH password. But seems I forgot to change. I forgot to save the changes. That is why it has default values. But that is okay. We can use these default value as well as username and password. So let's Control X and run make db CLI. Then hit enter. Make sure that you are using your own username and password. You can verify your own username and password looking into .env file as I did. So here it is a username for me. Then hit enter, and the password is password. Simply hit enter, and you will be inside your MyODB. So this is the database name, as you can see. Now we can list all. We can list all databases. The list of databases. These are the databases. So this is how you can access PostgreSQL CLI if you need to do any task manually inside the PostgreSQL using CLI. Then you have this option. Let's exit from the CLI /q to quit. Then clear the screen. Similarly, you can access the Redis CLI. So simply write make Redis CLI, and it won't prompt you for password. You just need to write your username, then hit enter, and you are inside your Redis CLI. So simply let's check keys, all keys, and it is empty. Now let's exit from Redis, and all are done. So this is the backend part, and now we will move to Next.js, frontend part. One more thing which I want to share with you. In future, whenever you make code changes, like let's change here, let's change this text redis conf, then save it. This is code changes, right? So you have to push it to GitHub first, fix, then commit and push. Now it has been pushed to GitHub account. Now go back to your project folder in VPS, then you will have to run make deploy and hit enter. It will git pull, right, deploy, hit enter. It will git pull your code changes from the GitHub, and it will rerun on all your containers. So you will get all changes on your live server. You don't need to run database migration unless you have changed your migration files, model files. For now, I haven't changed model files, so I'm going to write n, then hit enter. And if needed, you can also run make nginx reload. That's it. Then you will see that your code has changed on live server. I have written this in the steps, as you can see. Future deployment, you just need to run make deploy, then either you have to reload nginx or restart nginx. Then it's all done. Never run compose docker compose down -v on production. It will delete your all volume, which means your all data. If you face any issue like any bug while deploying your projects, meaning your site is not running, not working well, then you can debug it using these commands. Like if you should check all contents are running or not, so for that you should use make ps all command. If you want to check your FastAPI logs, then run this command. If you want to check celery logs, then run this command. If you want to check celery bit log, then check this command. If you want to check nginx logs, then run this command. Okay, now the backend part has completed, so we'll focus on frontend part. Let's exit it and we'll log in it again. Let's close few tabs here. This was for backend, so let's close it. Open this Next.js project, nextjs.md file. So click here and it will direct you to Next.js production development guide. So before jumping into these steps, let's open project folder, and before opening project folder, let's rename this project. So I'm going to rename, but before that, let's copy it and paste it here. So this is the name. Now let's go back to the source code, then rename it as Moyo front end. Now let's open with VS Code, and we will use find replace option for this as well as we did for backend. So here we have to find this next starter kit, copy it, then paste it, and we will replace it to Moyo front end. Change in Docker files, yes. Change in .json file, yes. Dismiss for .md files. So let's dismiss for .md file. We will also look for close mind AI. Select this match case and whole word. Then we will write here Moyo AI. Let's see. Yes, replace it as well, and replace it as well, and yes, replace it. Let's uncheck these and search one more time, close mind, then click on this file, and this is the next public domain. So you can change it to javasql.com for now, but in real world your domain will be Moyo AI or Moyo.ai. So let's change it to Moyo, replace it, and here I'm also going to change to Moyo. Here Moyo. So we have renamed everywhere, so everything is looking good. If you want, you can change this API URL. This is a backend URL, which is now api.javasql.com. This is a front-end URL, which will be our javasql.com. But for now, let's just push it to GitHub. Click source control, then publish to GitHub, and publish it as private repository. Go to your GitHub account, then refresh, and you will see your frontend project here, Moyo frontend. Open it, and here we have source code. Now it's time to follow Next.js deployment steps. So what we have to do, we have to clone our project first. To clone our project, we have to follow .readme file, this one. We can skip step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, step 6, we already have Docker installed in our system, but we have to run step 7 because we need to set up our project and clone the repository, Next.js repository. So let's copy this script and we will have to log in once again. The login, clear, and we have our backend project. Now we are cloning our frontend project. So clear the screen, paste the script, then hit enter. Now project name is Moyo frontend. Hit enter. GitHub username is Raj Solo Dev. Hit enter. Now repo name is let me check. So the repository name is Moyo frontend. So I'm gonna copy it and we'll paste it here and hit enter. Generate SSH key, yes. Y, hit enter. Add SSH key, yes. Y, hit enter, and it will generate this key. So simply copy it. Then we'll have to go to repository, settings, deploy key, add key. This is the repository. Go to settings, scroll down, click on deploy key, add deploy key, paste your key, title as key, click on add key, and you have to write authentication key here. So this one is verify, and it has added. Okay, now go back to the terminal, write clone in capital letter, then hit enter, and our repository should, okay, it has cloned as you can see. Clear the screen, and if you will ls, then you will see Moyo frontend, cd Moyo frontend, and now we can follow the next step. And the next step is setup Nginx. So copy this script, go to the terminal. Then we have to run this script from backend because the backend have Nginx configuration file, not the frontend. So we have to cd from this directory, then cd to Moyo backend. And here you have to run this script, which will set up Nginx configuration file for frontend. Remember, I'm quoting that Nginx script should run inside Moyo backend project. Why? Because it has the configuration file. Whether it's for frontend or backend, it doesn't matter. Only the backend have capabilities to run Nginx configuration file. So make sure that you run this script, setup http nginx.sh inside the backend project folder. Simply hit enter, and it will ask you the domain. So is javaseco.com. Then hit enter. Now the internal service name for frontend is, let me show you. So this is frontend. This is the name. You can change it, by the way, but we are not going to change it. So let's write frontend, then hit enter. Now the port is 3000. You have not wrong. Okay, it's not written here. Okay, it's 3000. So let's write 3000, then hit enter, and the configuration file has been generated. As you can see here, the path. Let's clear the screen. So the step 8 has completed this one. Now we'll follow this particular, which is project specific for Next.js. So let's click on this file, and it will redirect us to Next.js.md file. So we are inside project folder. If not, then it's cd dot dot, then cd go frontend, and we are now inside frontend project. Step 2 is set up environment variable for frontend. So we'll copy .env.example and make sure that make file env equal prod is set. Then public API URL and public domain. So ls-a to verify that there is no .env file. We just have .env.example file. So we'll copy it, .env.example.env, and now we have .env file. As you can see here, this is, let's nano .env and change few things, like make file env is already prod, so we don't need to change it. Moyo AI, this is good. Then public domain, this is the front end URL, so we will have HTTPS. I will install HTTPS, so let's keep it as HTTPS, and you have to change it to javaseco.com. Okay, and this one is backend URL, API URL, so this is already in HTTPS, but have to change this URL, and this will become api.javaseco, right? Currently we are not using Google Analytics, so we can leave it blank. Control X, Y, then hit enter. Now we have to run make deploy, if I'm not wrong. So step 2 has completed. Now we have to run make deploy, and then we will enable HTTPS for Javaseco. So before running make deploy, you have to verify one thing, that backend and frontend both should be in same network. So let's check. So you have to write docker network ls, and you can see we have network moyo backend default. So copy this, then go to your front end project docker compose.pod file, and you will have to change a network. This is so select it, then control D to multiple select multiple text, then control V, and then save it, and you will have to push it again. So change network, write command, then commit and push. Okay, now go back to the terminal and you can git pull. So git pull manually. Okay, now clear the screen. Now write make deploy, then hit enter. Now write deploy, and we will wait for deploy completed successfully. Now clear the screen and we will install SSL. Step 4, enable HTTPS. Copy this, then paste it here, not here, sorry. It will be better if you run this script inside backend folder, cd io backend. Clear the screen. Now run the script. So hit enter. It will ask you to target the domain javaseco.com, then hit enter. Email for SSL, it's pykits@gmail.com, then hit enter. Internal service name, I forgot the service name, so I'm going to copy it from here. This is frontend, then paste it, hit enter. Port is 3000, and hit enter, and let's wait for the certificates. Okay, it seems all done. HTTPS enabled for javaseco.com, and now we just need to verify it. Let's go to the web browser and we will hit javaseco.com, and it should open with HTTPS. So javaseco, I'm going to copy it and paste it here and hit enter. Yes, it's opening in HTTPS. As you can see the lock icon, and this is the front end UI. As we are already logged in with super admin, and so front end is also seems to be logged in with the super admin user. So go to dashboard. So this is the dashboard, super admin dashboard. You can switch between super admin, admin, and user view because you are super admin, so you can switch to any role. So this is dashboard, and blog management. This is the blog management, and we have access and identity. We have only one user right now. Then this is app analytics, which will not work because we have not enabled Google Analytics yet. This is health and maintenance, and health seems pretty well. I mean, good, all good. Like database is working fine, Redis cache is working fine, salary worker is working fine. So overall status is healthy. Here is system maintenance. You can enable disable maintenance mode. You can purge the cache, and here is the broadcast center to send in-app notifications, which is enabled by the way. Here you can change light mode to dark mode and change password or sign out. I want to create a blog post just to show you that it is also working. So write a new article and first article. Then we have to write text. This is my first blog article. And we'll have to copy it because minimum 20 characters are required, and we'll add a cover image and attachment. So click on cover image, this icon, and you can choose any file, any image file, of course. So this is the file which I have chosen. Now let's choose a zip file or a PDF file. Click this upload resource. Then I'm going to select this demo zip file. Then open. Now publish it instantly. So I'm going to toggle this and click on publish article. And if everything is good, then this should published. Yes, it has published. As you can see here, this is published. You can edit it, you can view it live, or you can delete it as you are super admin. So let's view live. Click here, and this is how it will look like. This is the cover image, this is the text, and this is the resource. You can click here to download the resource, and the resource, I mean the cover image and the file which you have uploaded should be inside your cloud storage, DigitalOcean object storage. Let me show you. So let's go to the DigitalOcean, and here you have to refresh. This was the bucket which we had used. The files, go to the files, then blog, then attachment, and here we have demo zip file. Similarly, we'll go to the images, then cover, blog, then inside covers, and now we have chocolatey this WEBP file, which is web friendly. So compression is also working fine. So everything is working fine, front end, back end, everything seems to be okay. I want to check one more thing, that is database backup is working or not. The database backup should work fine, and our database backup file should get uploaded inside this bucket, but we have to verify it. So let's go to the terminal. Then okay, the session has session timeout, so we have to log in again. Then password, clear the screen, and then we will cd backend. Okay, backend, and here we will make exec. This will allow us to run command inside our FastAPI project. So here what we will do, uv run fastAPI.db backup, and we'll run backup command. This command will backup our database and will upload the database file inside object storage Moyo bucket. Let's see if it works. So hit enter. Okay, so it seems that it is working fine. So it's streaming and compressing backup file directly to cloud, and this is the name of the file. Let's check this inside DigitalOcean bucket. So refresh the page, and here we should have a folder named db backup or something like that, and inside that folder we should have our backup file. So db backup we have on this folder, then click on this folder, and we also have the database file. So it is working fine. By the way, do not need to run this command again. This is all scheduled and handled by Celery worker. Every night at 4 a.m. if I'm not wrong, it will run automatically, and your database will be backed up in cloud storage Moyo bucket. So if something goes wrong with your project, you can easily restore your database. Let's log out from the super admin and try to register one more user. So I'm going to sign out, then we'll register. Let's first check if we are able to log in here. So me try it out, execute, and it should authentication failed. That's correct. Start chatting and we will register. As we haven't enabled login with Google and login with GitHub, so it won't work for now, but with email ID and password this will work perfectly fine. So I'm going to create an account with email ID and password. So rahul at example.com, and here write username rahul12345678. Click on register button and it has been created. Now you can log in. So login rahul at example.com. Rahul is a simple user, normal user, so he will not see super admin or admin panel. It will simply redirect him to the user panel, which is something like this. You can customize this. This is not a AI product. This is just a dummy page. You will have to customize this page or have to your own product business logic. If you want to hide this Swagger UI, I mean, nobody wants to expose their Swagger UI in production, right? So if you want to hide this, then you have to just change .env variable. Let me show you. So we are going to exit from Moyo backend, and here we will nano.env, hit enter, and here we have an option like enable docs. You just need to change it to false in production for security. Control X, Y, and hit enter. Then we'll have to make deploy. Run make deploy, right? Deploy, hit enter. Okay, it is complaining that our GitHub working tree is not clean. Okay, no worries. Okay, let's check git status first and see if there is any untracked file. Okay, there is a file .env.save. We do not need this file, so I'm going to remove it. rm.env.save and hit enter. Okay, now let's make deploy and hit enter. Then write deploy. That was git issue, not the project or production issue, and it's not deploying the project. No need to run migration, but of course you can run make Nginx reload. And now we have to check whether Swagger UI has disabled or not. So simply try to refresh this file, and as you can see, it is showing now error that page not found 404. So this is all good now, and it's all production ready. Our front end will have access to our FastAPI, and I think this is it, guys, for this video. In the next video, I will show you how you can enable Google authentication, GitHub authentication, Google Analytics, and also Telegram bot for system notifications. But for now, this was how you can deploy your project, including both front end and back end, with domain and with HTTPS. Just visit my GitHub profile. The username is Raj Solo Dev, and open this documentation pykits-dev-deploy. It has everything which you needed to deploy. See you in the next video.